Welcome RICS APC candidates. This is Mo from APC Mastery Path, and I'm thrilled to be your guide today. In today's video, we're going to be diving deeper into a quite crucial topic, which is diversity, inclusion, and team working. At APC Mastery Path, we just don't teach the theory, but we tie it more with real-life examples and application. And remember, it's not just about the knowing, but it's more about how to apply the knowledge to thrive in the real world. In today's video, we're going to be covering a number of topics. We're going to be starting with what is team working, what are the types of the teams that we can form, and then we're going to be navigating through the stages of team development. Then we're going to move in towards the inclusion, what it means, why is it important. We are going to highlight some legislations for inclusion, and then we're going to end on a good note with some bonus points. So buckle up and get ready to supercharge your career with us at APC Mastery Path, where we provide real-life examples and application. Let's make strides together towards your APC journey. And without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the team working. What is a team? A team is a number of people working together temporarily or permanently who know what are the goals required to be achieved and how to reach each one of them. Each and every single individual would have a specific contribution in that team. The team will have a variety of them characteristics, starting with understanding of what is the purpose of creating that team, what are the goals required to be achieved. Team members, they should have mutual respect to one another, they should understand what are the points of strength and weakness to one another and bridge the gaps. And then you would find a lot of them different roles in a team. You can start with a plant who is going to be doing the actual job. You would have a completer who knows the requirements of the stakeholders and they put the final touch on the job. You would have a specialist who knows how to do the task in the most efficient manner because of the extensive experience that he can have. You would have a shaper who has an understanding on the actual final shape of the product. And you would have a resource investigator who tries to get the resources from different teams, a coordinator as well, to coordinate the efforts and help achieve the highest performance within the team. When you create a team, you would have a lot of them benefits. So starting with lots of ideas, so variety and diversity of ideas, diversity of skill sets, also higher motivation levels for employees and high satisfaction levels of clients as well. Thinking about creating your own team, you would have to visualize what type you're going to adopt when creating that team. So there are a wide variety of team types that you could face or encounter in your career. The first type is production and service. That is quite related to a product or service that is going to be undertaken over an extensive period of time. So the team members will work together for a long period of time. They know one another, they know the norms, and they have developed their own code of conduct. The product and development team, on the other hand, this team is formed in the development process of a specific product or service. This means that this team is going to be disbanded at some point in time, so it's short span team. Advice and involvement, think about the management consultancies. They have commissions for specific clients. They go and they scrutinize what the client is doing wrong and they try to increase the efficiency of the operations of that specific client. And then once the whole process is done, the commission is over and the team expands. And then you would have crews. Crews, they are formed of a number of people. They're going to be working temporarily together. They know the procedures. They're well trained. Think about the concrete layers, the gangers, the gang of concrete layers. They work together until putting in the concrete or pouring the concrete. And then once the concrete is poured, the crew or the team spans. On the other hand, you would have the action and negotiation. Think about legal department in a firm or an accounting department in a firm where the team members, they know one another. They're going to be working together for a long period of time. They have developed their own norms and procedures and they are well trained. And then the last two types, they will be virtual and self-managed. A virtual team could take any of the other previous forms, and a self-managed is basically when the top managers, they delegate the tasks to the team members because they know that the team members, they are passionate about the job and they do possess the skill set and the right attitude for performing the job. Once you've understood what is a team, benefits of that team, who are going to be in that team, the end goals, and then what team is going to be adopted. At that point in time, you need to understand what are the stages of developing that team and what is the life cycle of that team. So definitely you're going to have a stage of forming the team, doing interviews and getting people on board, giving them some piece of information about the goals and objectives required to be undertaken, and what is the overall picture of what you're trying to do. And then people coming from different backgrounds, having different understandings and levels of education, different skill sets, different beliefs and values, they're going to have some sort of clash or conflict. And at that point in time, they need to sit together and develop their own norms and standards so that they reach a common ground on which they're going to be basing what they're going to be doing in that team. And then once they are in agreement all together, they are going to be performing highly and getting the tasks done. And then finally, the team might or might not disband, depending on the type of the team, as we have discussed in the previous slide. Moving to another topic, which is inclusion. What is inclusion? Inclusion, in simple terms, is accounting for the needs of different users, regardless of their age, race, ethnicity, disability or ability, religion, etc. And then the design of different buildings has to account for the needs of these different users and make sure that buildings they are accessible and comfortable to use by different users. APC candidates they have also to be wary of unconscious bias, which is a prejudice or a stereotyping of a specific person or a group of people based on specific characteristics. Unconscious bias can take a wide variety of them shapes or types, such as halo, which is understanding that a specific person can do specific things based on their reputation, whether that is true or not. Also, ageism by saying that all people or young people can do slash cannot do specific bits and pieces, the weight bias, the name bias, and also the confirmation bias, which is focusing on specific pieces of information which are in line with our beliefs. Inclusion in the UK is quite important, and there are a wide variety of legislations that were passed in order to make sure that inclusion is incorporated as much as possible in the built environment. One of them legislations is the Equality Act, which was passed in 2010, and there are a number of them edits for that legislation which were passed in 2022. It takes into account that there shouldn't be any discrimination against people regarding their age or weight or name or sex or religion, and also it takes into account the Equal Pay Act and any sort of discrimination for disability and race. Another important legislation is the London Plan, which was passed in 2021. It aims at championing inclusive design, encouraging the different boroughs within London, the 33 boroughs, to incorporate inclusive design within all of them projects and making the buildings accessible and comfortable as much as reasonably practicable for the different users. Last but not least, the Construction Industry Council, they rely on a number of them pillars which make sure that inclusive design is incorporated in the whole design process in the built environment by placing people in the heart of the design process, making sure that the environment is suitable for all and accessible for all, also championing the good practice and also providing the flexibility in usage of different buildings and making sure to adopt more than one solution to accommodate the different needs of the users. And for you guys, I'm going to give you some bonus points. The first one is the racing matrix. When you are developing a team, you have to make sure that you know who's responsible, who's accountable, who's consulted, and who's informed. So the responsible person is going to be taking the decisions and implementing these decisions. The accountable person is going to take the responsibility for these decisions, and the responsible person is most probably going to report to that accountable person. People who are consulted are basically they don't really make decisions, but they are aware of what's happening behind the scenes and they are contributing in one way or another. And lastly, the informed. These are people who are just being informed that X has been taken or Y has been taken. Lastly, The strategic alliance is quite important nowadays in the construction industry. Lots of them companies, they try to fulfill the sustainable development goals by the United Nations. They try to create alliance. They try to create partnerships, and lots of forms of contract they also allow this, such as the NEC, and even JCT has constructing excellence as well form of contract, which enables companies to come together and they agree on what they need to be doing, how to split the responsibilities between them, and how to perform much better in order to reach their end goals. On our website, APC Mastery Path, if you go to the blog post page, you will find here a wide variety of blog posts which you can read and study further. For the purpose of today's video, I'm going to be focusing more on diversity, inclusion, and team working. And when you open the blog post, you will find a wide variety of titles related to that specific topic, such as equality, race matrix, supply chain management, accountability and responsibility, and partner and collaborative working. And at the bottom of the blog post, you would find a wide variety of sources that you can scrutinize and use them to read further. And that concludes our overview of this particular area of competence. We hope that you find this video insightful, useful, and valuable for your preparation for the RICS APC final interview. Remember, this video is a part of a series that is produced by APC Mastery Path. This series is designed specifically to provide concise explanations for different areas of competence, tailored for your success. If you're looking for further resources, guidance and tools to aid you in your RICS APC journey, be sure to visit our website www.apcmasterypath.co.uk. There, you will find a wealth of information on products tailored specifically to help you excel in your assessment. Thank you for watching, and best of luck in your RICS APC journey. Stay tuned for more insightful videos from APC Mastery Path. Until next time, take care. Cheers, guys.